Well, we're live. We're looking forward to talking with you today about something that you probably need to know about, and that is Breakthrough Thinking, a book by Thomas Vogel. This is a great book that challenges the idea that better answers come from analyzing problems harder. Vogel instead flips the script. He says, start with the ideal outcome, start with the end in mind, not the problem. Vogel and Wind remind us that people are often stuck in problem solving mode, which keeps them anchored in limitations, actually stuck. True innovation comes when you define what success looks like if constraints didn't exist. Starting with the end in mind is very similar to, well, starting with the end in mind is exactly what Stephen Covey talks about in his book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. The overarching statement of this book is that breakthrough results don't come from fixing what's broken, they come from reimagining what's possible. Talking points. Talking point number one, start with the ideal, not the problem. Define what success looks like without constraints. What a concept. What kind of house do you want? How many bedrooms? What kind of view? How many bathrooms? What does it look like on the inside? What about the kitchen? Start without constraints. Ask, what would we do if we could start from scratch? Truth is that sometimes when you are given a problem or a situation or a challenge, you are limited by what you're given. Ask, what could we do if we started from scratch? Maybe reframe the issue, the problem, the situation. Avoid being anchored in current systems or processes. You might have to make a new process or new system. Okay, do that. And then shift from reactive thinking to the V word, visionary thinking. You want to think outside the box. You want to be thinking proactively, not reactively. So, key assumption number one, or key point, talking point, excuse me, start with the ideal, not the problem. Talking point number two, assumptions are real barriers. Yes, they are. Identify hidden assumptions driving current decisions. Hidden assumptions. One of the agreements that Don Miguel Ruiz talks about in his book, The Four Agreements, is don't make assumptions. Well, we need to look at situations and say, okay, what assumptions are here before us? It's important to look at assumptions and really to look at hidden assumptions. Challenge, we've always done it this way before, thinking. Distinguish between real constraints and perceived constraints, and replace limiting beliefs with possibility-based thinking. Talking point number one, start with the ideal, not the problem. Number two, assumptions are real barriers. Yes, they are. Number three, reframe the problem entirely. Ask different questions to unlock new answers. Focus on purpose. What are you there for? Not the process. You may need to build a new process, but to begin with, start with the purpose. Look at the problem from multiple stakeholder perspectives and turn your problems into opportunities for redesign to the extent that you can. Great concept. Talking point number one, start with the ideal, not the problem. Number two, assumptions are real barriers. Number three, reframe the problem entirely. And key point number four, design backward from the outcome. If you start with the end in mind, you start with the desired result. Start with the desired result and then reverse engineer it. Build systems that support the ideal, not the legacy habits that you've always had. Break big visions into actionable steps. And then encourage iterative innovation over perfection. That's a real key. Habit number one, or key point number one, start with the ideal, not the problem. Number two, assumptions are real barriers. Number three, reframe the problem entirely. Number four, design backwards from the outcome. And then lastly, collaboration fuels breakthrough. Diverse perspectives lead to better solutions. Surround yourself with people with different thoughts, different ideas, different backgrounds. Encourage open dialogue and idea sharing. Create psychological safety for bold thinking. Really do the mastermind. And then move from hierarchy to collective intelligence. All of us are smarter than any one of us. True. So in your workaday world, here's a challenge question for you. Where in your work or life are you solving the wrong problem instead of redesigning the right outcome? You may get really good at solving the wrong problem. I talked about that this morning in our mastermind. Truth is that figure out what the real problem is and start solving that, not something you're already familiar with. Conclusion. Breakthrough thinking is a mind shift set more than a method. It asks you to stop polishing old systems and instead designing the future you actually want. It's about the 10xing your future self. When you let go of assumptions and start with possibility thinking, innovation stops being rare and it starts becoming repeatable over and over and over again. Breakthrough thinking. Isn't it time? Yeah. Start breaking through today. If you need to talk to me, I'm at wakeupyourgenius.com, or you can give me a jingle at 505-706-2868, 505-706-2868. Have a good day, have a great life, and be a breakthrough thinker. God bless you. Talk soon.